Many of you want the world that you did not build. Imagine, even our ancestors in the black community, they were in the slaves and chattel slavery, but they built the country. And how much injustice it feels that you had somebody who was in slavery who was building something for somebody who just took advantage. Many women today want this, they want that, and the thing is,
let's see what Kevin Samuels is talking about tonight, guys.
When I was a child, I wanted lots of things too, but as I grow and mature, you realize you get what you work for. But let's get into this video because we have to talk about some concepts in here that I find are particularly troubling for a lot of women in their pursuit today of high value men. You know, that guy who's making 6 figures.
Let's see what Kevin Samuels is talking about tonight.
For 5 years and for 3 to 5 years, who's recognized by other high value men as being one of their peers, who has a job or a career or something or business that's LinkedIn level.
Let's talk about it, guys. Let's see what Kevin Samuels is on tonight.
High value men, and he's useful to others in the group. You know, those are the basic points. And then if you have moral or religious concerns or concerns like that, you can put that on top of. But like I said, not everybody shares your particular set of beliefs.
The answer to a question, I'll say whatever you like.
You can have whatever you like.
I mean, I tend to have this effect on some of the ladies. They get excited and just start, oh, hey, Godfather. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, God.
I know you miss me.
Oh, God.
Chill out. You got me for an hour or so, and then you'll even get a chance to talk to me. So relax, and let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it.
And I don't know if you heard it, but again, So Kevin, and I don't know if you heard it, but again, one of the things that's bothered me is that, again, it's, oh, well, men can do this. So Kevin, and I don't know if...
You know what? I want to do this. I want to make sure we have the entire video here.
You heard it, but again, one of the things that's bothered me is that, again...
I want to make sure I have this entire thing queued up. No, that's not the entire video.
Come on, Kevin.
Well...
You're supposed to be more prepared than this, Kevin.
So I'll do it this way. Build an airplane while you're flying it, baby. You got to have a backup for your backups.
All right, so let's get it.
Everybody in the world. Shout out to
Very hard to enjoy.
I've been here for quite a bit. Hey guys, how we doing? Let's get it.
We're good, Kevin. How are you?
Good. My boy Donovan. The ladies are in the middle. Her name is Sable.
Amanda, but close enough.
Amanda. The woman to her right, your name is?
Adriana,
and the woman to your left?
Janina.
Okay, one of the things I kept hearing, my name is Kevin Samuels, by the way, nice to meet you. One of the things I kept hearing is the notion of fairness. Why is that so important to you, Amanda?
I hate to admit it, but I do. Like, I'm half a man. I'm just a pretty girl, and I don't think that I should have to accept less in life because I was born with different equipment. I think that's bullshit.
Well, if you're... Already, we're going to start off with this whole notion.
He said already.
Ladies, if you ever say that to a man, expect to be treated like a man.
Right. I
agree.
agree.
You're going to stand up and say something like that to a man, be prepared to be treated like a man. So, in the movie A League of Their Own, Tom Hanks, in the movie A League of Their Own, where Tom Hanks is a baseball coach.
He said modern women are angry that the world isn't fair.
When one of the girls started crying, when he started yelling, there's no crying in baseball. Ladies, for all of you modern women who want to be treated like men, understand something. There's no French toast crying in baseball. So if you're going to utter this mess, cool. Half a man, that you should understand this full concept that men don't care about fair.
I don't have to care about fair either.
No. Men don't care about fair, or else we wouldn't conquer other people.
Crickets.
You're of European descent. Your people are from the Caucasus Mountains, European descent. So huh?
I am very white, yes.
That's fine. And some of them, and there's a lot, and between a lot of warring tribes, Germania, the Franks, if we cared about fairness, we would just let everybody stay on their land. Vikings wouldn't have raided and pillaged. England would have stayed on its island. Scotland would have been all right. Ireland would have been all right. Matter of fact, Hong Kong would have been a British protectorate for how many years? Oh, until the last what? Get the lights up, folks. Men don't care about fair. We conquer. It's winners and losers. Straight up. Right? You're half a man.
I didn't know that only men were a part of conquering.
Well, name me some great female warriors that have dominated the planet.
Well, I mean, I'm learning new education here, which is only men conquer.
No. That was a weak point. I learned education. You're going to learn a lot. Because I was listening to another show earlier today where a woman was talking about, when I get attacked, I stand up. When I get attacked, I don't just back down. That is a masculine trait. If you are a female and you actually have the nerve to utter the fact that when I get attacked, I don't just shrink down, I stand up, then good. You're standing straight up to get knocked the French toast out. It is not feminine to stand up to an attack.
I
I
can't.
want you to understand that many modern women today want to work in the world of men. The world of men, but yet you want us to play with one hand tied behind our back and treat you like a girl. No. Shout out to Jordan Peterson. He said it. You want to be a leader of men? You want to be a boss? These are highly competitive things where men are willing to spend 60, 70, 80 hours of their life, 80 hours a week, 20 years, 30 years to becoming the CEO. You don't get this for a participation trophy, and men are not going to give it to you. You're going to have to fight them for it.
Right.
And that's what many modern women seem to not understand. The things you want, the higher up you go, the more you're going to have to fight, and the less you can start crying about fairness.
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right?
No, well, see, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to switch that. I'm asking about fairness. And I said about fairness. Why is fairness so important? You said because you're half a man.
Because if you expect something of me, I should be allowed to expect the same of you. And if you can't offer me that, you don't deserve to be in my life.
But that has nothing to do. Anonymous, you keep getting timed out because you keep typing in all caps. Stop typing in all caps. So that's why it's timing you out. Type like everyone else. If you keep typing in all caps, I'm going to remove you from the chat room. With fairness.
It has everything to do with fairness.
No, fairness means you get an opportunity. Fairness doesn't mean you get an outcome. Oh my God.
That's a fact.
You get an interview, you're not guaranteed a job.
No, you're not. But I work very, very hard to ensure that I keep it.
Well, if that's the case, you should. If that's the case,
Right?
if that's the case, then if that's the case, you should be able to secure the things you want. So you should have no problem.
Obviously not. Not when men are out here believing like you don't have to be fair.
Well, those two things can't exist in the same place. Obviously not. I mean, I don't think you don't have to be fair. I want you guys just to think about this. The notion that
This
you
man
want
is
to be
funny.
in the top 10%, top 5%, top 1% of everybody, and that you honestly can come to go talk about being fair. The fact that you're in the game makes it fair. You step into the ring against a competitor, the job is to knock you out. And you're a fool to say, well, yeah, but you can only knock me out using these certain techniques. No, they're going to use whatever works, as long as it's legal. See, equality for a lot of modern women seems to be equality of outcomes. That's not the world, ladies. You get equality of opportunity. But see, life is about trade-offs and choices. If you choose to want to go and compete in a world of men, you're going to give up your prime, marrying, and fertile years to compete because men are putting in that 80 hours, 100 hours a week, and they're not
Let's see if this clears up a little bit.
going to just back off out of some notion of fairness. This world is built on competency. Competence gets rewarded. Competence gets compensated. competence gets compensated, not your looks.
Let's see if we can get a little clearer.
Not your heart, your competency.
Women haven't even been part of human history. It's just men, and all we care about is
Well,
confidence.
no. You just said you work very hard, so you should get the outcomes. See, if hard work was all that required, then we would almost be guaranteed. Hard work gets you a ticket to the dance. It doesn't guarantee you the top spot. How many? Who lost the Super Bowl, guys?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you say they worked hard this year?
Very hard.
Number 2. Men don't worry about fairness. We worry about winning. And to the victor goes the spoils. Just like, you know what? How many times you've gotten to a club into VIP for free when some ugly chicks had to pay full price?
Is that my fault?
No. I've asked how many times it happened before you go down that path.
I mean, plenty of times in Miami.
Exactly, but that's not fair, is it?
Well, please don't forget I'm not from here.
But that's not the point, ma'am.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
doesn't
fair,
make
is
any.
it?
That's not the
I also don't
point.
care about those things.
But so you only care about fairness when it doesn't. Notice how often she doesn't care about something that doesn't affect her. I'm going to do a broadcast next week, and I'm going to ask: do feminists care about women? Do modern feminists or womanists actually care about women? Because one of the parts that she took an exception to was me when I said that I'm a feminist, and I am in the sense that I believe in equality. I believe in equality of opportunity. You can call it a feminist. You can call it tiddlywink. Whatever it's called, when somebody agrees that everybody should have an opportunity to try, then that's what I am. And this whole thing about, well, it only matters, you want the outcome. Again, modern women want, listen to how many times they say feel, want. And I want you to ask yourself a question. Do you hear men talking like this? Feel and want. Men think, believe, and do. Feel and want. Due respect, ladies. I'm more accustomed to hearing that come from kids. Not calling you a kid, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't
Feel
know,
and
Kevin.
Want. Feel and want. Feel and want. I feel. Ladies, stop talking to men about your feelings.
Uh-oh.
We don't operate that way. And stop wanting us to operate in your feelings-based world. That's the major issue here. These women want men to operate in their feelings-based world.
Oh my gosh,
and
Kevin
they want it
Samuel's
that way.
so
And why do they want
funny.
it that way? Because it benefits them specifically. Benefits you.
I just don't go to clubs that often.
But that's not the point. I asked you, how many times have you gone to a club where you got in and free, were ugly, all right with whatever you get. But see, it's not the problem. Modern women want the world that they didn't build.
Oh
A
boy.
lot of this Me Too cancel culture, all this going back to find what you did 20 or 30 years ago to get you removed from your positions is just another way to take power from men. You built the world to be like, but guess what? We're going to find out something you did as a teenager, and we're going to remove you as the CEO, the COO, and then we're going to right size the world. See, the men are saying no more to this. Men, stop allowing this stuff to go on. It's not fair to you. It's not right either. Sexual marketplace.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
No. Well, see, the thing is, ma'am, see, what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're okay with the double standards that benefit you. But the ones you don't like, you just throw at the wind, you use sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right to deflect and dismiss guys who are normally intimidated by this thing. I'm not. I'm just challenging your position. I forgot to mention the candle of the evening, Diptyque Bay. And I want you guys to also understand, who became aggressive first? Who got rude first? Who became condescending first? Who started talking with harsh, vulgar language first? Now, who attacked who first? See, gentlemen, First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of the speech, freedom of the press applies to you too. And you need to stop allowing women to attack you verbally and not calling it out.
Lord.
When a female attacks you verbally, you need to call it out immediately. Because just like they're right sizing and correcting men, you need to start correcting these women. It's not all right for them to talk to you this way. You're okay with it not being fair when it benefits you.
You're oversimplifying a very complex situation.
No, it's not really complex. There are no such thing as loyal. The concept of a loyal, highly effective, competitive alpha is a female notion.
And have to continue to compete with other pretty girls because men are too simple to stick with one.
Well, how about this? The kind of men you're talking about is simple enough to make the light you live in, the air conditioning, all the stuff that you... Hold on, excuse me, ma'am. The simple men built the world that you use.
I built my own world, so...
No, ma'am, you used the world we built. No, ma'am, you used the world men built. Name me 5 great female inventors, I'll give you what? Madame Curie.
I can't believe you. So you're telling me that men and...
Yeah, she's right. She could not believe that I'm holding her feet to the fire. She couldn't believe that somebody actually looked her in the face and said, I'm not going to buy this crap. Well, believe it, sister.
Why is this entertaining to me?
You started off by saying you half a man. Well, let's see. Believe it. And they'll start to believe it when more men finally start to speak their truth. The truth. The objective, verifiable truth. That you can expect something out of this world too. And that modern women are more than entitled to have a world, build a world, do whatever, but you need to do that yourself. You cannot continuing to tell men how to operate like women so they can ultimately give you the power and the advantage. Hands not. The jig is up, ladies. And the thing is, I need you guys to ask a question.
Oh my
If
goodness.
the world was the way that these ladies on the panel wanted it to be,
This
would
is
it
crazy.
be fair? Would it be fair to the men? No, it obviously wouldn't. And at the end of the broadcast, when they realized that this is the way the world was, this is the way it operates, what was their solution? Well, then I'm going to play dirty. Ain't that a blip? So, ma'am, I just asked you a question, and you just know you go. See, you're answering questions with questions. You're talking about building. Name me 5 great female inventors or builders. Madame Curie.
5 inventors or builders? That's a really great question.
Mark Simpson.
That really is. Yeah, I was gonna. Well, also I don't remember the lady's name, but there's a bunch of buildings at Miami.
Go on and do it. Go on and do it.
Uh-oh.
She's afraid. Go on and do it. Go on and get on in there, baby girl. You got it.
Miami was established by a woman.
Congratulations. But the Miami, the land was established by, but this country was first landed by who? Men or women?
Men.
Exactly.
I agree with
you. And see, the thing is, I've done this show about survival.
What do you guys think about Kevin Samuels, guys?
Man,
I did this live because Kevin Samuel is very controversial, and I wanted you guys to see it.
We don't need you.
College.
And we don't need you. You need us.
Great. I don't need you either.
No, we don't need you for survival. You need us for survival.
Okay, so
what I'm trying to get you to understand, ma'am, is you have a right to your opinion.
Obviously, I don't have a right to anything.
Well, no, you have a right to believe what you want, but the thing is, you're not allowed to the outcome. You're allowed to have an opinion, just like men are allowed to have an opinion. And you don't have to compete or deal in a situation that you deem is unfair, but you can't complain about the rules that are already set. You like the rules that benefit you, getting into the club for free, but you don't like the rules that benefit men. High value men have the leverage.
Back to you because I'm 31 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me. I do not go to clubs anymore. So please stop with your double standard bullshit. I work in a man's world, and if anything, I've had to work 5 times as hard in this world as a man to get where I am. So
look at,
see? Oh, she's getting tight.
See, what happened is, right here, Amanda, your privilege was severely checked, and you finally snapped. Keep calling there. Everyone's calling you Karen in the comment section. Go back and listen to what happened when your innate privilege was challenged. At all different times in this thing, this modern woman was being condescending, argumentative, combative, and rude. Sign language galore, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And the world has gotten to the point to where this is far more the norm with women like this.
Oh
And
Lord.
then when they can't get their way, this is when women like this can tend to go Karen. First, I'm going to scream at you, curse at you, because I'm going to check you. But then when she realized that wasn't going to work, see, I'm going to tell you right now, women like this, I avoid them. I avoid them like the plague because
What do you guys think
women
about
like
this?
this will use whatever is available to win. I'm not saying that's her, but when I see these kind of behaviors, to where it's I'm going to check you, I'm like so, and people have said it. The notion of I'm going to use the race issue right now. The notion of a white woman lecturing a black man
Oh
on the notion
God.
of fairness in this country. Ma'am, you're extremely tone deaf.
Oh God.
But I understand when you've been told that you are better than men, when
Mm.
you've been told you can have everything, and when you're 31 years old, and I believe there was a video Donovan had where last relationship was 3 plus. Bottom line is, the reality is starting to set in for a lot of women that they have to make choices. If you want to have a relationship of any kind of significance, especially with a man of value, you're going to have to give him what he wants, or he's not going to take the deal.
So he has this whole
And
concept of a high value
men get
man,
older, our value raises, and we have more options the older we get.
and
Trust
that
me.
women want
I have
high
more
value
options dating
men.
at 51, almost 52, than I did at 25. More options than I did half my age. But you cannot say that women 50 have more options dating as a woman who's 25. I don't care what her socioeconomic status is.
Right.
So while I can understand why some women may be frustrated that they were lied to, don't get mad at men for pointing out the fact that this is the world you fought for. And now you have to deal with it. You cannot keep wanting to get the reality stone and change it up to where I wanted the reality stone to where every time I roll dice, it's always a 7. To where every time I play the lottery, I win. Well, why? You don't want to lose? Oh, that's it. You don't want to pay the price. You want to be a winner without the struggle. You don't want to fail like men do. You want success. The game to be set on easy with all the cheat codes. So you don't have to, I get it. Wrong.
This is crazy.
Well, that's a privilege. You don't, here's the thing, man. You say the problems with men. The only one that's complaining about the double standard harshly is you.
Yes,
But it
because
benefits you too.
all the benefits. Where do
Okay, well, here's the thing, ma'am. If you don't like, okay, ma'am, you're a competent woman, correct?
Okay, so I should quit my job and
No,
never.
you should build Amazonia. and make it the female utopia that benefits women.
I probably should after.
How do you become a member? You need to go into your desktop and hit the join button. By the way, their membership now has levels: level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At different levels, you get different bonuses, and at some of the higher levels, you get gifts. Just go look. So if you want different levels, you can, but you have to be on the desktop. And once you're a member, you can chat from everywhere. Well, then go ahead.
Agree with you.
And then then you'd have to actually build something. You'd have to put your mouth where you'd have to put your brawn where your mouth is.
I don't understand what you're saying again.
I'm saying that you came at me with the same line. I've had to put up at 31 years old and deal with men's bullshit. You're living in a first world country. You're in Miami, one of the most posh places on the planet, complaining about double standards that you participate in. Then no.
I corrected you that I don't go to clubs, so you're
Okay, ma'am, I just gave an example. You've been to clubs. I didn't say you continue to go. That's not the point now, is it? But see, that's another way of you trying to get me online and then correcting me because I'm a dumb man. I get the point.
No, you're very rude and very aggressive.
No, I'm very direct. And this woman actually had the title privilege enough to call me rude and aggressive. You see the bizarro world a lot of these modern women live in? That she could actually sit there with a straight face and call me rude and me aggressive. I watched this woman for 2 nights straight be a complete pain in the ass to other men. And when I just treated her partially like the man she claimed to be.
She said because she did say she was a man.
Hell, don't say you're a man if you can't deal with man outcomes.
She did
You
say
were
she
doing
was
this
a
to me, you had
man.
no problem showing your dick.
Ooh.
I'm just acknowledging your balls. Because you're a tough woman.
Why? Why should I
Why?
be?
Because I'm just giving what you give. I'm respecting what you give to people. But see, the thing is, you're okay giving this to people. I'm just challenging what you think.
These were my opinions when I came in here. I'm the one that presented these opinions.
I just listened to you for 2 nights say these things, and I'm just talking to you one-on-one. And you're not backing down. I'm just challenging what you say.
I'm listening to a bunch of weak ass men tell me that I'm not attractive and I'm not this and I'm not that because I am not going to back down and listen to somebody.
Okay, are you saying the men in the room with you are a bunch of weak ass men?
If you think that I should have to accept less than
No, ma'am, I don't think you should have to do anything you don't want to.
I'll be
You're a free person. But I'm trying to understand, who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
Amazonia because
Who are the weak ass men you're referring to? Who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
what did I just say? Do I
I
need
didn't
to?
hear you because you started talking over me. So could you repeat it? This is when she started looking for everybody to come back up. She started looking over to Donovan and I was like, guys, back me up, attack him, get him off of me. See, modern women like you know how to start feigning for men to help you because that's what she started looking. Guys, who's gonna back me up? Come get him, and everybody just let her stay there because that's what would have happened with a man because everybody realized, man, you were wrong. That's why this video is doing what it's doing because for all my critics who will say, "No, you just do this with women and black women." No, I am equal opportunity. Bottom line is,
I'm a PhD.
that's what she came in here with. I'm a PhD and I'm a strong independent and I don't need a man and I got my dog and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah, we got a long way to go on this, and guys, this is weird. And then when it gets too hot, too difficult, and all of a sudden, you're rude, you're this, you're that. The nerve of you, lady. A bunch of weak-ass men doing what?
Yes. When somebody sits here and tells me I need to accept an unfair situation, that if we applied it to anything else in life other than men and women, wouldn't be accepted by everybody in this room. But you're going to tell me that, I'm going to tell you that's bullshit. And that's not fair.
Okay, now, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And it's not fair. It's bullshit. It's not fair.
Yo. Oh,
Women
gosh.
are pretty balanced, but I mean, the entitled nature of so many modern women.
This is so funny.
I think some probably people in the room kind of like, well, you are wrong here. But the fact that women, here's the thing, the men were just letting it go. With the women, if you are not happy with the outcomes you're getting from men, you guys need to start addressing women who think like this because it is a turnoff to men. Men are looking at how you guys address one another because it's not up to men to go have these conversations with women. You want a different outcome with the men? Men are going to have to see that you're not operating like this. I mean,
There's a million issues in our culture and society today that people are fighting for fairness, but yet I'm sitting here saying, hey, I'm allowed to expect it too, and I'm going to be attacked and told.
Okay, can I respond now? Attacked. Okay, no. Let me tell you something. First of all, men don't worry about fair. Attack. The sexual marketplace is not fair. All is fair in love and war. It's not fair. There are guys out there that you wouldn't give the time of day who could have a heart of gold because they don't hit your mark. Oh no, ma'am, I let you speak. You don't know that. No, I know that you don't give every man a chance is what I do know.
You don't. Well, actually, you don't know that at all.
Okay, are you saying that you are the one female on the planet that will give every man who wanted you a shot?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I can assume that was correct. Let's move on. Let's not get lost in okay, that's a deflection. Let's not get lost in it. You're talking about unfairness. Where in the world is it fair like you need it to be?
Is it fair for you here in America?
No, ma'am. I asked you.
Ooh, she trying to go race with it. Ooh, she trying to go race with it.
Let's say something to anybody who wants to criticize or critique. Don't try to play. Don't try to get me to play the race card.
She tried to
I
go
speak to
race
the
with it.
facts. See, that's what really kind of ticked a lot of people off.
Yeah,
The
I can
fact
see that.
you got a white woman lecturing a black man about fairness, and then try to inject, "Is it fair for you in America?"
Right. Yeah, I can see that. That's
That's
crazy.
why I talk about fair, playing dirty. That's why I said, man, you were perfectly fine being rough and tumble and doing whatever you had to do, but you're not all right when men do the same with you. Modern women want the world, but you want a world that you did not build, and arguably you don't know how to run. And if we get and you want it to be given to you, you want it, you're gonna have to take it, not find. And here's the thing: these unique, ingenious ways women are trying to find to take power from men to give it to women. Me Too, cancel culture, all this other kind of stuff. Men are fully way to this, ladies. And the women who are in the middle, you're being used.
What do you guys think so far, guys? What do you think so far?
To be on your side.
What do you think so far about what Kevin is saying?
It's about them, their outcomes, what they want.
Did you guys see this video go
A
viral?
woman who's talking like this really gives a darn about fairness and equality for you. I want better outcomes for most women than a lot of women who claim to be on the side of women. Where in the world is it fair? Like, I'm not complaining about it. I deal with it. I deal with the unfairness and overcome it. Because I'm a man and I can deal with it. And I'm asking you, where is this place, where's this ideal place? Where's the ideal model?
It exists.
Exactly.
3 women here sitting like here never wanting to go on a date again.
Well, no. Notice the clicking in the voice? See, that was supposed to mean, that's when the guys were supposed to rush in and say, "Oh, back off of her, Kevin. She's crying now." There's no crying in baseball. And kudos to the men who just sat there and said nothing. You don't get to use emotional blackmail and manipulation in a debate, man. You're a half a man, right?
She sure did say she was half a man.
I personally find it offensive. You got 3 women who's sitting there not wanting him to go to date again. But at the end, she says, "Well, if that's how it is, I'll just run game on you. I'll just manipulate you." What kind of stewards of the world would you be? You criticize how men run the world, but I'm sorry. Some of the things I start hearing coming from this part, no thank you. Not wanting to date, no. You don't want to compete. You want the kind of men you want, these high value, productive, competitive, successful men. You want them to get out and take the bullets, slings, and arrows and get out there and conquer the world and then bring it to your feet. Not going to happen.
What do you guys think about Kevin Samuels, guys? I can't see your comments, so.
You'll never make anybody happy giving them something that they don't work for. I think part of the problem I've had in relationships in the past is when you overshower somebody with something, they don't appreciate it. I mean, this is a bunch of entitlement. And if I can't get it, if I can't beat you for it, if I can't win it, if I can't put the work in and out compete you, I'm gonna say you did it against me because I'm a woman, I'm this and that, and then if that don't work, I'll go Karen and I'll curse at you and this and that. If not, I'll cry. And what's next?
Yo, these comments are crazy.
You tried all the behaviors here. And I personally find them offensive. This is the kind of stuff that gets men jammed up in the real world, and in some cases, hemmed up in the law, possibly even dead. How about not wanting to go on a date? What's happened in this world more than anything else is mankind has learned how to get along with each other since recorded history. But around the 60s, when the National Organization for Women, the ERA, not Phyllis Schlafly, she was on our side, when all this stuff came in, feminism, second wave, feminism, I'm a feminist. I believe in feminism. Feminism is about choice.
Yeah, so you really.
Now, what I did right here was intentionally trigger them. Intentionally triggered them because I knew they were on the ropes right now. I knew they were on the ropes. I had beaten her points. I did not respond to her sign language. And then when she pulled out the fake tears, you got outplayed, ma'am. It's called a discover check. It's attacking from a defensive position. That's right, discover check, Sherlock Holmes, and coincidentally mate. That's what he did to Moriarty. Discover check. I said
Okay.
I'm a feminist. I don't care what you call it. If you believe in equality of opportunity and not equality of outcome, whatever you want to call that, I am. There's a difference. And feminism was about choice for women, female choice. That's what it was originally about. Second, third, fourth wave feminism has become about all the way off. Now it's about equality of outcome. And it's too far. And the world will not accept a pendulum too far to the right, too far to the left. But watch what happens when I just happen to say I am a feminist.
All right, let's see,
I'm a
guys.
feminist.
Let's see what
Watch the
happens.
Emotional, illogical, straight up entitled, modern female response. I'm going to do what? Excuse me, ma'am. Feminism in its true form is about choice.
Yeah, we don't have a choice right now.
I don't want to hear it. That's right. She exercised her privilege. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like a petulant child. Yes, ma'am, you. You made yourself look exactly who you really are. I didn't do this. You did this. We were having a back and forth, an exchange of ideas, and at the end, fuck it. At the end, it was all about, whatever. I can't use my tricks. The tricks that I'm used to doing, it don't work. So what she do? What did she do?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this
Shit, I'm not.
Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right, then. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
He's
but
so
I don't really
stupid,
care.
yo.
I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
Oh my
That's what
gosh.
she did. I can't beat his argument, so I'm going to make this grand theatrical thing because I know if I do this, then some guy is going to come out to soothe me and come back, let's talk about it. Oh, that's exactly why she did it. You should have let her walk her ass out down the street, go home. That's what you should have did. I would have. Because that's what a man would have had to do. If a man would have did that, we'd have showed him the door. No one would have went over there and rubbed his shoulders and asked him, come back, let's talk. They'd say, carry your ass on out. And leave some money on the counter for the pizza and the beer, punk.
Kevin Samuels,
Somebody
boy.
said that, somebody probably should have let her know that, hey, the guy you're sitting down with is not going to really, he's going to ask you some questions. And instead of going and acting, attacking, and doing all that kind of stuff, like when women see him coming, she probably should have been like, "Run, bitch, run!"
He's so stupid.
I like the B word, but
He's so
I give the other one at
stupid.
least credit. They tried to listen to the argument. She was offended. She was offended as if, what? My privilege card isn't working. Do you not understand? I am Miss Ann's descendant. You will know your place, sir. Shit don't work on me. You have a choice. She just exercised one right now. It got too hot. She left.
Feminist. Shit shouldn't be fair.
I don't want to hear it. Fed up. This shit shouldn't be fair. How many times can you imagine her stomping out of her house in her daddy's house? Stomping down her hall. See, in our neighborhood, you tried to pull that, and your ass would have been waking up. You'd have had a frying pan thrown at your head. Crude but effective. Right now, I'm going to enter a quote from Cato. Cato was quoted saying this about 150 years before the official fall of Rome. And he said, and I quote loosely, all mankind rules or controls its women. Again, 1,000+ years ago. Understand the context. Rules, controls, governs, understands, whatever word you need to put in a 21st century context. Don't get caught up.
Ooh,
Second stanza.
tired.
Rome rules all mankind. At that point in time, Rome controlled the world. The last thing was more telling. Our women control us. All mankind rules or controls its women. We rule all mankind. Our women rule us. And in about 150 years or so, Rome had fallen. There's a controversial theory, I will say that. You know, we have been taught that Rome fell because of overexpansion in the West. A lot of different structural things, warring empires, such and so forth, but also the socioeconomic
See if we get a little clearer.
political stuff in Rome had fallen. Go back and study what happened when anytime a society starts to lean towards men and women are just the same creature. We're not. And I'm a firm believer that we should stop this. Men and women are different for a very good reason. And when it works for women, they have no problem with it. When it doesn't work for modern women, they want to do what? Instead of just fixing the world or making it better, no. Stomp and complain to try to get the very men that they have a problem with to fix their problem. Nope. You want the world to be fixed? You fix it, ladies. You want the world? Then you go ahead and build it. Since we don't know what we're doing, show us how to do it. Don't tell us, show us. See, it's about choice. If a woman wanted to be a housewife, she could do it. If she wanted to be a business person, she could do it. See, the choice was about all black people wanted was the choice, freedom, to have an equal shot, not equal outcomes. Men accept these things. You don't hear men complaining about fair. If Donovan and I were playing a game of football or video game, if he was kicking my fucking ass, I would be a punk to sit up and say, it's not fair, my controller's not working, the game is rigged, that's not fair, you're better than, I would have to just take my ass whooping, take my L's and get better. That's what men do.
That you guys choose to be this way, and we don't want to choose to be that way. We want to be different. We don't.
This is the part. She listened to what I had to say, and her response was this.
Want somebody that's going to cheat. We don't want anybody, we want someone that's going to be faithful. Why do we have to settle for these types of things that you're saying?
Well, first of all, in a nutshell, we don't like that. That's not what we want. We want something different. We want men to be different. And that's what we've been told my entire lifetime. Women want men to be different. But here's the thing. What about what men want? What about what men want? We don't want men who are like that. We want men who are going to conquer the world in general, go become multimillionaires, allow us to live this high-value lifestyle, a life of luxury, and then we want you to come home and do it, and then we want you to come home and sit down with the kids, and we want you to be Mr. Mom. We want you to do what works for us. We want you to go conquer the world and then bow down to us. No way. Whether you like my phraseology or not, it is a completely unrealistic thing. What about what the men want, ladies? And that's what I said here. You don't have to settle for anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. But what also does not have to happen is men don't have to be counter to their nature to make you happy.
And that's okay. So what's the issue?
The issue is that men are not the ones complaining about the state of relationships and dating as much as women are. Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have sex with who they wanted to, marry who they want to, love who they want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on the human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. 1 in 4 of you on some sort of psych med. Women are the marital rate is dropping.
He said 1 out of every 4 of you are on some kind of psych
civilize the
med.
world in general. We don't even have wars. You can do whatever you want to, and you're still not happy with the world that men built, telling us that we're not good enough because we don't move like women. We're not going to. That's what the point I wanted to get to. The notion that modern women don't. That's what I've been showing about this survival thing and the power grid and how the country's laid out. This is what we get when you just keep giving somebody something that they don't have to work for or earn it. They keep asking. We don't even have wars. Like, if a 40-year-old woman got pregnant today, she would expect to bring to birth a healthy baby full term. Men have done such an incredible job civilizing the world in general that modern women don't even have any respect for the very blue-collar men that keep this country running, to where they'll look over these guys and call them average or weak or this or that. And then you get mad when the men that you want
Don't want, yeah.
The productive, competitive, successful men
Don't want you.
That money and everything else and all the other things want younger women. Well, they don't want to have to deal with older women who are like this, who are jaded and a bunch of demands, not happy with what's already going on. I said you should let her go. But that's the world. The world is used to coddling women like this. And what is it?
I can't.
This is a hard conversation to have, but you don't walk out. If you're a corporate person and it gets hot, you don't storm out of a meeting. That's disrespect.
And it's a sign of weak. It's also a sign of weakness.
I honestly thought I was dealing with a professional woman. So for you to walk out of a meeting, fuck this shit, I'm out, and I don't want to. That was wow.
I just feel like you guys don't put in effort. I feel like most of you
Are you serious?
I do feel like you're serious.
That I don't put in effort?
I mean, the way that you're talking, it doesn't seem like it. Like,
No, but she's right in a sense, because just what you guys are saying, most guys today, that's 80% of guys that
you guys are used to it, so you guys just don't put the effort.
There's more guys.
Used to what?
To not putting in effort. You guys are so used to women just falling at your lap.
So I was.
This is that bullshit. See, this is why I leave my videos up from the beginning, so you could see the progress. I was a fully formed professional salesperson when I started this channel. My presentation on video sucked. It was trash. But I let you see my failures. I came from a successful career in corporate America to coming to this environment, and I was horrible. But they're up, so you can see my F's to my A's. Women are born with inherent value, meaning men worldwide want what you're sitting on. That's the inherent value. And women seem to look at men, the kind of men they want, as that they started that way. This woman's talking about, you act like, she's talking about the men who are fully high value, productive, competitive, successful now. What she's not talking about is where all these men started 20 years ago. People, even when the younger guys, when they were in high school. See, and that's the outright arrogance of this all. As if we didn't have to go through a journey and fight, and dig and fail and do this and fail better. That's why my name is my name. That should be kind of obvious to you. My name is my name, and you can see everything here or there, because men, you get the opportunity to fail too. Because when you succeed, you need to affirm you, because when you get there, many people are going to tell you owe them. No. You become that high value man, and you keep your standards high. And that's the problem. Women want the same men, but they want men to select women in a way that they would not select men. Hello. They want the high value man to select a woman in the way they wouldn't select men. That's why I said, so I guess what you need now, we should just settle and aim lower. And I said, well, guess what? Y'all always say that, but you need to understand, you're in there lower. These women said they were 8s and 9s. Really?
Oh God.
8s and
Here he
8s. I
goes.
don't remember what it said they were ranked. 8.5, 9. I'm like, all right, well, if a man who was an above average earner came in and ranked himself as a 9, the world would be like, what?
Run this way. Is
It's
that
because
it?
the 23-year-olds matter and not
But you
that.
know what? But the guys, let's not get lost in this, because when they can get into VIP by just, let's get into the hottest woman in the club, that's okay, because that's what really matters. Because when women hit the biological wall, they start to get really, they don't like the competition with the 23-year-olds because they can't compete. And and you're not supposed to be able to compete with the 23-year-olds on you. You're supposed to be able to compete with them on having a better mindset, be a better fit to a high value man. But when you stop becoming an asset, when you become competitive to these men and you reduce it to the most common denominator, looks, you're gonna lose.
Mm.
Like it or not, ladies, there is no product on the planet that gains value with age and use.
That's true.
Men accept this. Men accept the fact that college men accept the fact that they're in school right now. Fair deal for modern men.
So we should go back to 1950 and make it more fair.
Well, I basically said that modern women are trying to get an unfair deal from modern men. And her position was to become extremist and go back to 1950. Well, you gotta make a choice, ladies. Either you want 1950 or 2021. See, life is about trade-off and choices. But what we're about to get into is the next part of the entitled attitude. There are far too many modern women who cannot understand that there are women like you who decide to be feminine, beautiful, inspirational, decide that you like gender roles, decide that you want a man who's of a certain caliber and character, and understand that he's not going to be Mr. Mom. He's not going to be Mrs. Doubtfire. He's going to have restrictions and rules and standards and everything else. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson today when he talked about many women like Sierra talk about they want a man of God. No, you don't. Because a man of God is going to hold you accountable. And many men who are religious get called misogynistic or patriarchal. What you want is a high resource beta male who does what you say. You're not going to find that in the men who are actually out here doing things.
Right.
And if you don't want to deal with it, fine. But guess what? The world is open. And plenty of women, like I told them, you want the top 1% of men. And you're in 99% of women. Men have the option. And that's what it is. You're upset because the world you fought for, the modern world, benefited you between the ages of your teens to 25. But it benefits men from 35 and on up. Men get better looking. I'm look better at my age than I did when I was in 25. I was in better physical, muscular shape, but I'm far better of a man post 40. Like it or not, ladies,
That's true.
you are wanting a world that you did not build, that you really most don't know how to run, and you want men to just give it over to you. Why? Because I want it. And you've had the controls long enough. Women should have it. You're not going to have it. You want it, you're going to have to win it.
How long is this?
I tell you what. What's happening is the men have accepted this and they're deciding to. I am either not going to play this game because I cannot earn what these guys around you are earning, and they're just opting to walk away. And the men who are earning that have an overwhelming amount of options. They have a plethora of options. Men in the top 10%, top 5%. I'm 51 years old, and I can pick whatever I want. Because women all want the same kind of man. And if you have options just like you, you're not going to do what? Settle. That's true. If you have options, you're not going to settle. And I think a lot of people laugh like, okay, my age, you won't see the women I deal with. I don't want to involve my private life online. Ever. But when I was at the No Jumper podcast, and they're like, "What? Hey, wow."
Yeah. He's like, wow.
This way, if you ever do see me with somebody, guarantee you, I won't have any problem with you posting a photo of them anywhere. Paparazzi that. Men didn't make the marketplace this way, ladies. You fought for it to be this way. This is freedom. Freedom comes with responsibility.
Clearly not for men.
No. See, when men were paying the bills, when we had the old system, men were expected to fight the wars, dig the ditches, build the buildings, pay all the bills, and when a divorce or something happened, men had to pay. Now women fought for equality, so you get upset when you deal with 50-50 mindset men.
Nah, I mean, I'd rather be
I'd rather
an independent, rich woman and be single than to be stuck with a man who doesn't give a shit.
And I would
about me
rather
and cheat
pay
on me.
more.
Now, excuse me, ma'am, I don't know you, and I mean no disrespect, but when I hear women say this, saying I'd rather be an independent rich woman, most women aren't rich. I don't know you, I don't know your pedigree, but unless you can actually make millions, this is all cap. This is talk. So, if you are
This 50-year-old man saying cap.
high-powered corporate attorney, neurosurgeon, somebody, high-flying real estate financial person, if you are a person who is going to be making millions of dollars off of the sweat of your own labor, then I stand corrected. When I hear modern women who are making high five figures, low six figures, talk about being rich, no, you're just upper middle class. You ain't rich. A man making that kind of money ain't rich either. But just look how casually it came out. I'd rather be a rich woman, such and so forth. As if most women are rich off of their work. Most women who are rich, it comes from family, i.e. a man.
I don't know how I feel about
But as
that.
I went ahead and talked to this again.
More than half of the bills.
Absolutely, exactly.
Okay, first off, you said you'd rather be in it, and if that's what you choose to be, great, you can do that. That's a choice.
And
And you can do that.
exactly.
But the thing is, but the funny thing is, you would think that, and especially in my community, strong, independent, such and so forth, the amount of women who are high earners, independent, and miserable is amazing.
I'm
Halle
miserable.
Berry, once the most beautiful woman on the face of the planet, 3 times in a row, is complaining about child support. She's rich, she's beautiful, she's miserable. How about this? There used to be a time when men and women actually did not war with her.
Oh
Halle
my
Berry,
god.
they knew they couldn't top Halle Berry. And I've heard some woman say, well, Halle Berry has actually been used and weaponized. Pick any woman who's a multi-millionaire because of their art. And in order for women to really be rich, they have to be in entertainment of some sort. Because they're not going to really generally be there in corporate work. So it's going to have to be somebody who's a musician or an actress. And they don't get to marry a high-value man. I wouldn't have a baby daddy like an underwear model or something like that.
That's kind of true.
She was a David Justice. Shout out to you.
That's kind of true.
Look, I don't want to go into all that. No, the stories don't want to go into all that. Bottom line is this. Sometimes women just be talking.
I just think that everything you guys are presenting are opinions and they're not facts.
Well, actually, there are more facts than you want to deal with. Because all I deal with is basically facts. I just think everything that you guys present are all opinions and not facts. I gave fact after fact after fact after fact. But what this shows is modern women don't care about facts. They care about feelings more than their facts. If you give them facts, they will dismiss them. They will dismiss them. They will go at the fact, who collected that fact or whatever. And when you show that the fact is bulletproof, they'll just say, it doesn't matter. That's not my lived experience. But then in the same breath, they will go and do this.
The things that you guys want to say are facts.
Ma'am.
Statistics that show me
There
this.
we go.
Where-
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am.
My show is 6 of them. 6 of them. 'Cause they- excuse me, ma'am.
That I've been in.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. If you let me explain to you, I will.
You're not letting me finish my thought, and then you're.
You asked a question. You asked a question. Go find these women, and I'm going to tell you where I found them.
Over. My thought was over. I said in successful marriages.
Okay. Let's successful marriages.
10 years later.
question. You asked the question. Go find these women, and I'm going to check.
Are happy in their environment, knowing they're being cheated on, knowing these things are happening. I just think that
I didn't hear him
everything
say
that
it was
represents
like.
our opinions and they're not.
Now I want you to understand that she's going to tell me what's wrong with what I'm presenting.
I didn't
I
hear
want
him
you to
say that
listen
they okay
to
with
her
being cheated on.
individual. For her to come sit back at this table from her entitled position after being utterly decimated on the debate points. She wasn't done with her entitlement. Oh no. She's like a fuel tank. Full, 3/4, half, 1/4, empty, reserve tank. When you're this entitled as a modern woman, you got 3 reserve tanks. She was the half full.
That.
Well, actually, there are more facts than you want to deal with, because all I deal with basically facts.
And there are things that you guys want to say are facts.
Okay, ma'am.
Statistics that show me
Here
this.
we go.
Where
Okay, ma'am. My show, all I deal with facts and statistics.
women that are happy in their environment, knowing they're being cheated on, knowing these things are happening to them, and you find them for me.
How many women we have
Excuse me, hold on. Ask the question again. Ask the question again.
You go find these women that are being happy, being cheated on. They're happy, and we.
Excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. This woman who said I wasn't talking about facts, who didn't listen to any of the facts I quoted because I get my source. She actually had the nerve to tell me to you go. This younger woman tells me as an older man to you, sir, you go. And you find me these facts. While I'm sitting on my ass of privilege, you go find me these facts. You go find these women and come back and present it to me.
The way he makes it seem is
The
so
nerve of
crazy.
you, lady.
The way he
I don't
says
know
it.
where the hell you think you were. But the world has changed. You go present these things to me, and then you go back and you gather this stuff and present it to me and let me know. And then I want to know who these women are, and what they think. And they're happy and this and that. And then we come back and say, hey, I already know these people. I already know people who are in situations like that. Turn around and like, well, still didn't believe it. Still wouldn't believe it. And I gave an example of Melania Trump. Melania Trump, and there are plenty of women who like her who know they're getting a deal with the man. They're just marrying, and instead of saying, well, that's one, she's like, nope, completely dismiss Melania Trump. Nah, that don't count either. She ain't American. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And ultimately, I'm going to get to the end of this. More money got more reason to stay together. And they find something, guys. Let me say something to you ladies. What men and women have always done is not work. See, men are okay to believe.
okay with that though?
Ma'am, you ladies set up the rules. We are playing the game that modern women have set up.
So Kevin, and I don't know if you heard it, but again,
She asked me the question: are men okay with this game of being unfair? But men have no choice because this is the way it's set up. But see, now what you're getting is, now you're older. And now the rules aren't as fair for you. You're not 21 anymore. You're not the hot 21-year-old. You're not the new girl on the block. There's always a new model. There's always, shout out to CGA. Shout out to CGA, Coach Greg Adams. The junior high schools, there's always going to be, not junior high, junior college. Pause. It was a mistake. Always going to be new junior college students. There's always going to be a new model. The thing is, women who are aging out get angry because you misplayed your opportunities. You didn't consolidate on the highest value man possible to use and eject, pull the lever, and push the button. So now you're still single out here. Danger zone, upset because you're 27 to 35.
Danger zone.
And now you have to deal with the fact that
This man, Kevin Samuels, is so crazy.
Next thing you know, you look up, you're 37 years old, and no man's playing.
Oh God, here he go. He's so extra.
When reality happens to you, you sit back and look at reality. You rebuke in reality. You don't listen to all of it. When you're back at home by yourself, it burns. It's painful. I'm sorry. It burns. I know it burns. It's painful. But I didn't make the world this way.
Oh, this man.
You wanted freedom. And freedom comes with responsibility. You get to choose, but then you got to deal with your choices.
What do you
can
guys
choose
think
to be
about this whole
single, you can
debate?
choose
What
to
do
be
you
in a
guys think
relationship.
about
So
it?
life is about trade-offs and choices. Men understand that.
What do you think about what
You gotta
Kevin
deal with that
Samuels
reality
is saying?
because
Put it in the
men aren't
comments.
anything. You don't think so? Go look at the amount of homeless, go look at the amount of shelters there are for women and children for domestic violence and that kind of stuff. At one time, I was going to say the stat was we had over 2,000 of these kind of shelters in the country, and we had one for men. 2,000 for one. The world is unfair. Men, I don't think you ladies really want fair. That means you're going to be on the same, have to be represented on the front line in the dangerous, disgusting jobs. You're also going to have to, you want fairness? How about we start having fairness in sentencing? Men and women go for the same crime, they need to get the same consequence. I don't think you ladies really want fair. I think you want fair that benefits you, and then when it's not benefiting, you want to cry foul. Men are tired of it. Men are tired of hearing that everything they've done to civilize the world in general. We go from having a worldwide pandemic to having a virus, to having a vaccine in under a year and a half. And instead of women sitting back saying, thank God men have done what they've done, and how it's not fair, it's not right. Men are tired of modern women wanting the world that they did not build. You didn't build it. You didn't die for it. And why do you think
What do you
somebody
guys
should
think about
give it
Kevin
to you?
Samuels? What do you think about him?
What makes you think you're better at running the world than men are? Because anytime objectively you look at what men do versus what women do, men do a better job.
I don't know.
Rosie Island.
I don't know if I agree with
And
that.
if you don't like that reality, get a therapist, buy a dog, get some counseling.
Yeah, I don't know. That last part he just said, I don't know if I agree with that.
And no amount of calling me a misogynist or this or gay. What am I? Am I gay or am I a womanizer? You gotta make up your mind. See, you can't even make a consistent argument about somebody you say is your biggest critic. But honestly, I got a lot of women who like me. And a lot of men who like me because they're saying, thank God for having this conversation. And honestly, if he was truthful, many of the women who I've had some of my biggest debates back and forth with when they got quiet said, you know what, I needed to hear that. Men, you need to stop bowing down. You need to start having these conversations. Stop going down the rabbit hole. Stop dealing with the deflections and just have the conversation. Because right now, if there's going to be ever an end to this gender war, this divide, men and women are going to have to come back to the table. And ladies, time's running out on you before it runs out on us. Time's running out on you before it runs out on us. So I think this is good back and forth. You did not see this entire video. I suggest you go watch it in its entirety. Also, go back and watch the full broadcast on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Because, yeah, I think it's important. I think it's an important conversation. But we're going to open the call line. We're going to open the call line because I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear from women who are modern women.
Let's see, guys. What do you think he's going to come up next? What do you think you're going to hear from the people who call in? Because now he's going to have his callers call in live to give their opinions on what's going on right now. And it's so crazy because this man be having people donate hundreds of dollars. Look at that. He be having people donate, 2 people donate $99.99, $99.99, $20, $25. He makes money from having these conversations. So, listen, I can't knock him at all. Cannot knock him one bit. So let's see what he plans on saying when he lets in his live callers. Because that's when it really gets funny, is when some of his live callers call in. So let's see what he says. Hold on.
Yes. Because, yeah.
Where'd he go?
I think it's important. I think it's an important conversation.
Hold on. Let's see what his callers have to say when they call in. That's what I'm curious to see. He's about to take callers calling in live to give their opinion on this situation. But what do you think about Kevin Samuels? Have you heard of him? He's very controversial. He brings up a lot of hard conversations, things that people don't necessarily like to hear. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says, but I do understand a lot of the perspective that he comes with what he talks about. And I must say, some of what he says is accurate, and some of what he says is agreeable. But I feel like you have to take the emotion out of it. If you take it personal, you're going to get upset with what he says, you know? If you take it personal.
But we're gonna open the call line.
But let's see if when he takes his callers.
I want to hear from.
Because I want him to take the callers, and I want to get I want to see with the perspective of some of the women calling in, because you know Kevin Samuel catches a lot of slack, but he also has a lot of supporters that believe in what he says. And sometimes I think his delivery might be a little off, but I believe that what he says makes sense. You know, a lot of what he says makes sense. It might be hard to hear because he says it kind of on the harsh side. He does say it, you know, he does say it a little on the harsh side. His delivery may not be the best, but I do agree with some of the things he talks about. I do. I definitely agree with it. So let's see what some people are saying in the comments. What are some people saying in the comments?
Modern women.
I want to show you what people are saying in the comments. So he recently had a birthday. People are donating him money, giving him money. These are just some of the comments that are coming in. His comments are very funny. He, earlier when he was talking about when the woman's part came up, there were a lot of comments, but I wanted to focus more on what he was saying. So I'm trying to see what he got going on now. So let's see what he has to say when he has the live callers, because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear him get the live callers. I want to see. I'll have you still take a look at some of the comments. People worship him. Look, Godfather. His birthday just recently passed, by the way. I think he turned 50-something. 51, maybe. See? Somebody donated $100. Crazy. This man makes money. I'm telling you. Telling you guys, this man makes money. How long has he been on here? He's been on for about an hour, hour and a half. He makes money, man. Makes money. All with giving his opinion. So I just want to take a minute and check out the comments so you can see what people are saying. I want you to see what's going on in the comment section before he brings on his first caller. So if you see, a lot of people are wishing him a happy birthday. His birthday just recently passed. But yeah, this is what people are saying in the comments. Look at what he's saying. You see the comments? They gave him 99 cents. I guess every dollar does count. You can't complain. Those 99 cents add up. They definitely add up. Come on, I want to hear.
And instead of women sitting back saying, thank God men have done what they've done. It's not fair, it's not right. Men are tired.
I want to hear him call his, I want to hear him call Danger Zone. You see people saying it? The Danger Zone comment. The Danger Zone is age, I think he said the Danger Zone was ages 26 or 20, late 20s and up is the Danger Zone. Like 30s, so late 20s, like 28, 29, 30, 31 and up. That's considered the danger zone to him. So funny. Kevin Samuels is very entertaining to me, I must say. But you guys, I'm getting tired, and I don't know if this thing is going to start back up again. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you like talking about this Kevin Samuels stuff, let me know. If you want me to bring it up again so we can talk about it. Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions about Mr. Samuels. And I must say, while I don't always agree with his delivery, and I do think sometimes he can be a little harsh, I can't say that I disagree with everything that he's saying. There's some things that he says that I do agree with, you know? But yeah, I think I'm going to close this out, guys. Comment down below. You can't see anything on my screen. What do you mean? You don't see the comments? The comments are right there. You don't see the comments? Hold on. You don't see the comments? Let me know in the comments, guys. You don't see the comments? It should be showing the comments. I stopped the video for a little bit so you guys could see what people are saying in the comments, and we could talk about it for a little bit. But someone, I think, said they only see a black screen. Is that true? You can't see the comments on my screen? Let me know, guys. Can you see the comment? Who was it that said that? Evelyn. Evelyn, I'm a woman, and I'm sorry to say that the most of what he's saying is true, right? Evelyn, that's a fact. It is. Like, I'm telling you, and people get mad at what he's saying, but it is, some of what he says is very true. Evelyn, can you see my screen? Because I see the comments here, they're showing. I'm showing you guys the comments. Let me know if you guys can see the comments. Uh-oh. I'm thinking you guys can't see anything or something. No, you can't see anything, but that's so weird. Why is that? That's weird. I'm on my screen, I see the comments. I don't know why that is, though. That's so weird. All right, let me stop it for a second. That's so weird that you can't see it. I don't know why that is, though, because I can see it. All right, give me a second. That's so weird. You should be able to see it because I'm showing the comments of what people are commenting in the room. Hold on. Am I connected again? I don't know. It looks like the live is still going, guys. I don't know why you're not seeing it. It's been like that since I've been listening. When did you start listening? That's weird. I've been showing the whole thing. That's so weird. I guess I have to look back and see because I'm going to post this up. So I guess I'll be able to look back and see what's going on. But that's weird. I'm not sure why it's doing that because what I see is everything showing. So that's a little weird. I wonder why that is. So you telling me you don't see that? You don't see him? Do you see him on the screen, Evelyn? Yeah, if it's not, I wanted you guys to hear the live callers call in, but if you guys can't, I mean, I'm going to try, because on my screen, I see everything. So I'm not sure why it's not showing on your guys' end, but... All right, you guys, comment down below. I'll put up another Kevin Samuel video next time because his topics are off the wall. Like, it really gets the debate going, and he's definitely very controversial with some of the stuff he says. So if you, oh, 15 minutes. Okay, so it probably just started, Evelyn. I'm not sure why, but, yeah, I've been on for like over an hour. And it was showing the screen, it was showing the comments. So that's a little weird. But I'm going to post this up. I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to be able to look back on it. But tell me your thoughts on Kevin Samuels. I want to have a discussion about it. He is very controversial, and it's, I don't know, I find him very entertaining to watch. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says, but I agree with a lot of the things that he talks about. I just think that he could have a better delivery. And I think some of the women that come in with a lot of attitude and a lot of, like, you know, unnecessary expectations and overly confident. And I think when he has to, like, kind of break down some of the things, it's like, you know, he ends up breaking them down along with it. So again, I don't necessarily agree with his delivery, but I do understand where he's coming from with a lot of his topics, and I would love to kind of hear your thoughts. So check out this video, comment down below, tell me what you think. I'm going to post it up. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.